Hey there, welcome to Lusamir channel. Welcome to January 14th guidance. How fun. We are still working with Tarot today because Tarot really wants to be out here. I don't know how I feel about that, but I look at all my other decks when I start and I'm like, you want to play? And I don't even get to ask that question and they're quiet. They're ignoring me. So here we are. January, I think it's the 14th. I think. Asking Tarot what our guidance is today. Oh, hey, this guy shows up again. Jeez Louise. My goodness. Alright. What's the guidance for our highest good today? Okay, I guess. For our highest good, what is the guidance today? Solo Dolo. The bottom of the deck, we got the Four of Cups in reverse. We have the Six of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Sun. In reverse. Six of Wands in reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the Sun in the reverse. I feel like the sun is setting on a certain opportunity. You know what I want? I want those big jumbo tarot cards, but like I don't have any business using those. I do. I feel like the sun is setting on an opportunity. But I'm not really getting that that's a bad thing. I'm really not. And I feel like the sun setting on a new opportunity is not necessarily a bad thing. I just said that. I feel like the sun, oh my god, broken record. The sun is setting on an opportunity is not a bad thing. It's a new, it's growing up. Not necessarily taking a road less traveled. No, maybe, but it's more so. There's a song. There are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible giants in the sky. It's called Giants in the Sky. I said that because I saw giants in my room just now. Not really see them, but I saw them in my mind's eye in a way. There are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible giants in the sky. Doop, 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 doop. It's my favorite song from the musical Into the Woods. And that song is like my anthem in life, where the lyrics are so great. He says, it's Jack, yeah? Jack, he climbs, he's known a certain world on the ground. He's known a certain world on the ground. He's given these beans, these magical beans, and he shows them to his mother, and she's like, you sold our cow for some beans? This is, like, you royally fucked up. He fucks up. She throws those beans away, but they're magical beans. They sprout, and they grow into a giant beanstalk. The beanstalk breaks through the house. I don't know where the mom is, but Jack climbs up the beanstalk. He makes friends with the giantess that lives in the beanstalk, in the clouds. She doesn't live in the beanstalk. She lives in a land above the clouds, above the atmosphere even. And he learns about a world he never knew. He learns about things that he's never even known existed. It's this crazy opportunity, this crazy, just crazy expansion. Excuse me. And in this song, I'm going to look up the lyrics. I really wish I could play it for you, but I am going to look up the lyrics here. He finds out that there are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible giants in the sky. But he finds out that in between, there's a space in between what he's known and what he's now discovered, where he wishes he could live in the in-between. I wish I could sing this whole song to you. It's such a beautiful song. The boy who sings it has just an amazing, powerful voice. I'm going to read the lyrics to you, okay? When you're way up high, I wish I could sing this. When you're way up high and you look below at the world you've left and the things you know, little more than a glance is enough to show you just how small you are. When you're way up high and you're on your own in a world like none that you've never known, where the sky is lit lead and the earth is stone, you're free to do whatever pleases you, exploring things you'd never dare 'cause you just don't care when suddenly there's a big, tall, terrible giant at the door. A big, tall, terrible lady giant sweeping the floor. And she gives you food and she gives you rest, and she draws you close to her giant breast. And you know now things that you never knew before, not till the sky. Only just when you've made a friend and all, and you know she's big, but you don't feel small, someone bigger than her comes along the hall to swallow you for lunch. And your heart is lead and your stomach stone, and you're really scared being all alone. And it's then that you miss all the things you've known, and the world you've left, and the little you own. The fun is done. You steal what you can and run. And you scramble down and you look below, and the world you know begins to grow. The roof, the house, and your mother at the door. The roof, the house, and the world you never thought to explore. And you think of all the things you've seen, and you wish that you could live in between. And you're back again, only different than before. After the sky, there are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible, awesome, scary, wonderful giants in the sky. So, this is so huge. Like, this is, oh my god. We've been talking all along about this sort of self-focus and even worth, and the whole being brand new and focusing on self and trying to find that balance, you know, of the world below and the world above. And I feel like the sun here is setting on, dare I say it, that space? This is Jack, if you haven't figured it out yet. This is Jack. The world you've known and the things below. but it's sort of like a type thing that's happening. He the giants, Jesus Christ, could be the divine, could be certain wishes, certain dreams, certain goals, certain even opportunities that you never knew existed. But they're not ethereal, they're not real. Okay? The giants in the sky aren't necessarily tangible things. They could be in the form of how they manifest, but they manifest into this. Pentacles, yes, pentacles are real, pentacles are tangible. It's just the pentacle is a symbol of the giants in the sky. The pentacle is the symbol of the journey. The pentacle is the symbol of knowledge. The pentacle is the symbol of what's been, what used to be, and what's coming. The sun is setting on what's been, what used to be, and entering into what's coming. But I'm just going to say what's been and what used to be. When you're way up high and you look below at the world you've left and the things you know, little more than a glance is enough to show you just how small you are. Yes. When you're way up high and you're on your own, in a world like none that you've ever known, where the sky is lead and the earth is stone, you're free to do whatever pleases you, exploring things you'd never dare 'cause you don't care, when suddenly there's a big, tall, terrible giant at the door. Lately, I feel like we've been teeter-tottering between climbing the beanstalk and looking down at where we've been, and those three of swords and those three of cups, and looking at, you know, where we've been and what we've been through, what we're leaving behind. And we've been entering this space in the realm of the giants also, but we've been kind of teeter-tottering. We're climbing down, because just what Jack does. He goes up the beanstalk and down the beanstalk, up the beanstalk, down the beanstalk, bringing trinkets from the giant land, from the land of the giants. So he keeps going up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. So when we're doing the whole up thing, we're doing that whole Queen of Cups thing, where we're looking at ourselves and we're being silly and mischievous and naughty and exploring things that we wouldn't dare to do, and that whole thing. I should have done that earlier. And then there's certain things that when we're up there that scare us. There are certain things that are up there that also nurture us, and we learn things that we never knew. So, realizations about the world below, the world above, things of that nature. And once you get comfortable above, then something bigger than her comes along to swallow you for lunch. And then you go back down the beanstalk. And once that gets too comfortable, you go up the beanstalk. He says, when you're really scared being all alone, and it's then that you miss all the things you've known. Yesterday we had the Five of Cups. And the world you've left, and the little you own. The fun is done. You steal what you can and run. And you scramble down and you look below, and the world you know begins to grow. The roof, the house, and your mother at the door. The roof, the house, and the world you never thought to explore. That up and down journey, though, isn't shit. I mean, I know every day it's different, you know. Oh, today you're stagnant, tomorrow you're not. But I feel like it's we're doing dailies, right? But it's part of a grander story. It's part of an overarching sort of journey, you know. Sometimes it reflects in those little moments where you're having a conversation with somebody, but that conversation is something that, anyway, that affects your greater story. But here, what I'm seeing with Jack going up and down the beanstalk, he learns every time he goes. He's not standing in one place. It doesn't remind you of the roller coaster of life, the roller coaster that our emotions take us through, the roller coaster that just our journey in life takes us through, you know. Every time he goes up the beanstalk, he brings something down. He learns something new from his friend up there. Every time he comes down, he appreciates something new about the world he's in. Takes some comfort in some sort of way. But he's progressing, albeit in a... And the sun is setting on his innocence, really. I don't want to say ignorance, but his innocence and ignorance. Ignorance is such a negatively charged word. Here, Jack says, I'll go back. You look below, and the world you know begins to grow. The roof, the house, and your mother at the door. The roof, the house, and the world you never thought to explore. And you think of all the things you've seen, and you wish you could live in between. And you're back again, only different than before, after the sky. I feel like that's where we're at. We are still in between worlds. I'm reluctant to say the sun is shining, is rising quite yet. I'm more so saying that it's that up and down journey, but it is leading to somewhere. For you, watching this, and just your life, or wherever this hit for you, wherever it needed to hit for you. I feel like clarifying this would like fuck me up. Like fuck me over. But I do feel that there are big, tall, terrible, wonderful, scary, wonderful giants. Wait. There are big, tall, terrible, awesome, scary, wonderful giants in the sky. Giants quite possibly also meaning lessons, but lessons is such a... that word has been dragged in the spiritual space, man. Sometimes a lesson is, I mean, it's not always terrible. Sometimes it is awesome and wonderful and scary at the same time, you know? Yeah, I do feel that there is forward progression and growth. What did I say? Forward projection? Forward progression. And you're going in the right direction. We have the Hermit again, and I just, oh my god, we have the Hermit, and I just like cut the deck to, because I shuffle the cards in the background, and the card that it shuffled, that I cut it at, was the Hanged Man. Here, I found it. Was the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. Do you remember that reading where we had the Knight of Swords, the Hermit in reverse, and the Hanged Man? What I was gonna say was, we're going in the right direction, because this is where the light of the star is leading us to. Not this way. This, you know what? We did have this, didn't we? We had this, and then we had the Knight of Swords, and then we had the Hermit, and then we had the Hanged Man, and then we had that whole thing. The chariot was pulling us this way. It's so funny. We are going in the right direction. From former victories, from former stuff that isn't for us anymore, and going to the next level. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your light on and good luck.